Death in Disguise. This is Wonder Woman starring the immortal Linda Carter. Season 2 episode. Really, really liked this one. I'm going to give the story a 2 out of 2 right out of the gate here. We're starting off with a strong score. Iraq is the target of an assassin named Starker, who actually dresses as a woman and infiltrates the IADC to destroy Iraq, because Iraq is going to predict that a certain guy is going to screw over this super rich guy. So there's like this really super rich guy that Diana is sent to protect. And he's sort of, they literally say he's a swinger, which is great. And when he sees like all these agents are all ugly and but he sees Diana, he's like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh, right. So he kind of falls in love with her there, and she's got to protect him. And that was a lot of fun. I like this story. It's not full comic book ish like the way the last one was, where like there's magic and stuff. This one's a bit more of a grounded one, and I guess theoretically Wonder Woman wouldn't be needed. This is, normally I would have given this a 1.5 for the storyline, but I actually really liked it because the story was good. My criteria is I need it to be a Wonder Woman story, not a Diana story. This show is not called Agent Prince. It's called Wonder Woman. So she needs to do stuff, but the story was cool. And I like how it unfolded. So there's this, the guy kind of running this assassination thing, his name is Nightingale. Great super villain name. He's got a Violet, who is like another woman assassin who now is like a typist or something, which is funny. And the trick of the thing is that every time she types up messages, sometimes she'll mess up words, or she'll put them backwards, like she inverts them. And so she says the target is CARI, and that initials is Carlos, whatever. And that's the guy that they're sent to protect, the big rich guy. And they're like, he's the target, but in fact it's Iraq, and she had messed it up. So pretty neat little twist. And the Starker character, which I'll get to the characters, like pretty kind of interesting and weird. I'm not sure. We'll see how he plays out. But the story, I really like the story on this one. I got really into it. Pacing 1.5. You could always use more Wonder Woman action. There should be more appearances. I feel like sometimes they're taking away some Wonder Woman appearance to sort of save on budget, but not this one. This one, they did have very good amount of appearances, and she does a lot of stuff, which will lead into the artistry, which I'm going to give it a 1.5. There's definitely a lot of leaping and using the powers, breaking stuff. Wonder Woman needs to use her powers as much as possible when she's in the costume. That's why we're watching a superhero TV show. Love the Incredible Hulk. Would never really say anything negative about it. Whenever someone says that, they're about to then say something negative, which I am. Not enough appearances of the Hulk. Plain and simple. Not going to mince words here. Where's the Hulk? I'm watching the Incredible Hulk. I love Bill Bixby. Fantastic actor. Deserved whatever accolades he got for that show and for other things that he's been in. I've seen him in a few other things. He's awesome. But I want to see the Hulk do stuff. Didn't really get that very often, hardly ever, right? Wonder Woman, you do get more appearances, and I like when she's using the powers, leaping, jumping, running. At one point she's got to make it to Iraq, and she's got to run and leap and cross the city streets and, all that stuff. Pretty cool. So I like that a lot for the artistry. I like Iraq. I think he looks neat, and he's one of those like old computers where it's like he's like super big and bulky, and he's like the lights and everything. It's not exactly HAL 9000, but he's pretty neat. Speaking of the characters, I'm gonna give the characters a 2. I liked this Nightingale guy. I thought he was badass. He's very like calm. It's like, oh, you've messed up the assassination attempt. That he was great. Starker. Now this. I believe he recurs again. I think he might come back. He's a very interesting character because they could have easily cast a woman to be this assassin and just have it be a female assassin. But the fact that he's a man and he uses disguises, so he dresses up as a woman and infiltrates the base and all of that, is pretty interesting choice to make. I kind of like it. I mean, like when you see him, he's clearly a man. Like you can, I mean, you see him, you're like, yeah, that's a man. But they change his voice around. They redub his voice so it's like he can mimic. And his mannerisms are pretty good. So it's like you kind of you don't think about it, and he really just has to just get in to the IADC and that's it. Now I don't know if he would fool Steve Trevor. I don't think that he would, but I guess that he did because that's what he did in the story. But I thought it was an interesting choice to have it not just be a woman do it. Like, why not just have a female assassin? But anyway, Nightingale's great. Of course, Wonder Woman's the best. So that's it. Steve Trevor's good. There's Agent Eve. She's actually pretty good too. She's sort of Steve's, assistant, or that she was in the other episodes as well to get dialogue across, so he's not talking to himself or not just talking to Iraq, which is say Ira. But like, she was a really neat character too. I like to see her more in the field. It would have been neat to have her do more as well. So she's really good. I don't know. There's a pretty good, cool car chase. So enjoyment factor, I'm giving it a 1.5. I really enjoyed this one. Some cool car stuff where like they're trying to hit Wonder Woman, she blocks, and so some car chases, car effects, stuff like that. That's really neat. It felt like a pretty neat episode. She catches like there's like Nightingale has like this little cannon on his desk, and you think it's just a prop, but it actually works, and it fires a cannonball, and Wonder Woman catches it in slow motion. The old $6 Million Man trick, catches it. That was cool. There was some cool Wonder Woman stuff in here, so I like this one. It's an 8.5 out of 10. Really cool episode, mostly because the characters were cool and some of the Wonder Woman stuff in it was neat too. So that's it, everybody. If you like Wonder Woman, check out the playlist. There's lots on there, including comic book stuff too, so not just the show. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.